egolessness around autism is its own subject, but you know, I think that is one of the principal gifts of autism, is that people born on the spectrum tend to have their ego and their sense of self very much in the background, not in the foreground. And horses are quite similar. They have very strong personalities, but they don't have an ego or a sense of self in the same way that you or I might. Most of the suffering that we go through psychologically is caused by our ego and our sense of self. And most of the suffering on the planet is caused by overactive ego, particularly overactive male ego, that's gone completely out of proportion. So whether that's, you know, the pursuit of greed and power, it's usually the pursuit of greed and power. It's very exciting to me that now 1 in 100 kids at least are being born on the spectrum, because if we have caused the environmental problems that are causing autism because of the relentless pursuit of wealth, greed and power, it's interesting that the possible solution to that is within the problem. That if we are now breeding a population that's going to go out into the workforce and is going to have other kids on the spectrum and so on and so on, it's going to radically change what our society looks like in 20 years, because there's just so many of them. And we're already using computer software that's designed by high-functioning autists in Silicon Valley, California and so on. As the decades go on, we're going to see people more classically on the spectrum coming into the workforce. We won't care when we're using software whether it was designed by somebody who's still in diapers and non-verbal, but who's amazing on a keyboard. We won't care, we just want to use that project. I suspect that's what's going to be happening. And I kind of think that we're breeding a new form of the sort of next form of Homo sapiens sapiens, which is a sort of egoless form, that the next generation of our species is coming out of the very problem that's threatening our species. And it seems that things on the planet very often go that way, that you have the solution comes out of the problem. And that to me is very exciting, that, you know, in 20 or 30 years we could have a massive section of the population that's kind of born almost without ego. That's effectively a new species. And it's quite an honour really to find yourself in the front line of helping facilitate the way forward for these people to come in, because it's what we need, it's what the planet needs, no question.